Your teams for today. We'll start with the visitors first, the Australia Wheelaroos in the number 1 jersey, Pete Arbuckle. Number 7.
Well, kia ora te whānau, and nice you can join us for this match today, the second test between New Zealand and Australia in International Wheelchair Rugby League. We're at Eventfinda Stadium here on Auckland's North Shore once again for this match. Really looking forward to your company through this fixture today as we move through this second test match, the second now match of International Wheelchair Rugby League to be played in New Zealand. Australia too good in the first game, which was New Zealand's very first, very comfortable win. The final score in that game, 92 points to 4. So really, in fact, 98 points to 4, in fact, with just the one try scored by the New Zealand team. Let's see what happens today. There are a few changes to the New Zealand team, which we're going to check out in just a moment. But we're going to just confirm the Wheelaroos team first of all. And there's no changes to that starting lineup with Peter Arbuckle, Bailey McKenna, who scored over 40 points in the game on Friday. Brad Grove, the captain. Dan Anstey, who scored 5 tries. Corey Kinane as well. And there's the bench too. Toby Popple, Zach Schumacher and Diab Karam with the coach, Brett Clark.
Well, Brett, big win last Friday. What have you been doing since then?
We've been seeing the sites a little bit. We've done some training as well. We did a bit of a group session yesterday, which was really good. Spent a few hours with both teams together, camaraderie and sharing some knowledge and doing some development stuff, even in our own backyard. Had a few team sessions and sort of got out some of our cobwebs and sort of understood where we needed to be. Went to the Rugby League, watched the physical disabilities game, the women's game and the men's game, the Tonga and New Zealand Pacific Cup clash. That was fantastic. Yeah, so that's what we've been doing. Trying to catch up on some sleep too, get used to the time difference.
As a coach, after such a big win, how do you mitigate against a bit of complacency creeping in?
Yeah, and it's a good point. So what we've been talking about is what we want to capitalise on, where we want to be. This has it's really been our first hit out since the World Cup that we've had. So we're just saying, hey, what do we want? How do we want to execute? What are our standards? And then hopefully that then helps the New Zealand team as well, some of the standards they need to get to, and with the footage and stuff, there's a lot of really good points. Obviously, there's some stuff that we definitely need to clean up on. And we've got to be conscious that what we're trying to achieve as well with the World Cup, not far off. So yeah, we'll be just trying to set the bar and go, okay, let's just creep it a little bit, and then let's just creep it a little bit more. So, but no, that's what we've been working on.
Awesome, mate. All the best for today.
I appreciate it. Thank you. All good. Thank you.
There he is, Brett Clark, the coach of the Wheelaroos. Excellent performance from him, and yes, he definitely would have enjoyed that Tonga New Zealand game on Saturday night at Go Media Stadium. Right, let's have a look at the New Zealand team now, and there has been a few changes there. We've got 3 new players coming into the team today. Lance Pakuta, number 9, Slade St John, number 10, and Jan Roo, who will be starting from the interchange, number 8. So good to see those 3 players given a chance. Cody Murray, who we thought might miss this game due to a shoulder injury, he is listed to start. And the captain, Jason Hooker, drops back to the interchange for this game today. Coach, Eddie George.
Well, Eddie, it was a terrific occasion on Friday, being the first wheelchair rugby league test. Now you've had a chance to reflect. How special was that?
Oh, it's really special, especially for the boys and for wheelchair rugby league in New Zealand.
Obviously, the result wasn't what you were after, but what have you been working on since then?
Yeah, look, if I'm being honest, we're not overly concerned about our result. We're looking at building a legacy, and that's what we're trying to do here. What we've been working on, just a lot of the fundamentals. We had a video session. The boys really bought into that. They were able to communicate their thoughts and what they want to improve on. So we just worked on the basics.
And for today, what would be a good result?
A good result? Look, we had our stats come back in. We finished last game at 77% completion, and that's unbelievable for a team that's just come together. So for us, outside of a win, we just want to be able to complete at 80%.
Brilliant. Well, all the best today, mate.
Thank you very much.
Eddie George there, the New Zealand coach, the Wheel Kiwis team. Good to see Jamie Tapp moving into the starting lineup today as well for New Zealand. He was the try scorer on Friday in that first game. Here are the 2 sides now. Again, a really cool occasion for all of these players and coaches and officials who are involved in this. As Brett Clark mentioned, all building towards the World Cup in 2026, which is going to be played in Australia, and it's going to be played alongside the Women's and Men's Rugby League World Cups, just like all three tournaments were back in 2022. Of course, England were the winners of the Wheelchair Rugby League World Cup against France in the final. Standing by now for the national anthems of both countries.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthems of Australia and New Zealand.
Oh, good stuff there as we welcome Cale Popper once again, who will be the referee of this match. Couple of key players on the officials on the left there, Jordan Chand and Alan Caddy from New Zealand Rugby League. Good to see them involved again, alongside Steve Hewson, who's made the trip over from Australia. Now the Kiwi team getting set for the haka. All right, stop there from the Wheel Kiwis as we get set for kick-off in this game, the second test between New Zealand and Australia. Just repeating those three new players into the New Zealand team today. Number 9, Lance Pakura. Number 10, Slater Rourke St John. And number 8, Jan Roo. The Australian team exactly the same as the one that came over for the first test. So they've just come over with the 8 players. And tell you what, all 8 of them are excellent players as well. And going to be fascinating to see what impact New Zealand can have on this game today in terms of improvement. Those 3 players can make a difference. One thing that New Zealand got to rectify is they were chasing the game immediately on Friday in that first game when they conceded 3 tries in a very quick succession. Same thing happened after half-time as well. So New Zealand can just tidy that aspect up of their play, then that will be a much better outcome for them. But whether that actually happens or not, we will see. Australia have decided to go with that same starting 5 of Arbuckle, Anstey, Kinane and Grove, alongside Bailey McKenna. So just the final preparations going for ahead of these teams or the start of the match. 5 players you can see on the court at any one time, and 2 of them can be able-bodied. Bailey McKenna, you can see number 7 here. He's an able-bodied player. Originally got involved with the sport to play alongside his father and got addicted, and here he is representing Australia, and he's a very good player. And 40 metres is the length of the court, 20 metres wide, and other than that, it's very similar to the game of rugby league. 6 tackle sets. You'll see in a moment that the kicks are hit with the fist. And the idea, you see the players wearing those shoulder tags. That's how a tackle is completed. Ripping one of those off as we get the game underway. And straight away, going back to kick the ball is Dan Anstey, and he's hit nice and hard early by Jason Hooker. Got to come back and play the ball. So a good start by New Zealand. They've got Australia on their line. So rip the tag off, as you can see Ryan Charles doing right there. That's how to affect a tackle. Now McKenna, who's got really good wheel skills, and again eludes the tackle there of Scott. And McKenna's still going with the ball here. What a run, what a play, and there's a clever little kick through. And unfortunately, he just hasn't quite got the angle right there for Kinane. But McKenna again proving elusive. New Zealand's tackling. New Zealand have got to make sure that they affect their tackles more or better than they did just a moment ago on McKenna. Scott passing the ball to Murray. Murray doing a good job of eluding Arbuckle for Brad Grove, and McKenna take the tackle. Here's Hooker. Still not quite up to the halfway line, let New Zealand, as they now go from a bit deeper. Trying to get a bit more pace on. That play was Cody Murray. And he do a great job of leading the haka. Now Hooker. New Zealand looking for a little space down that left edge, but can't find any. Now Murray. Kinane cuts the angle right down and affects the tackle. So it's the last play now for New Zealand. They still haven't got to the halfway line. Goes the kick on the last. Kinane takes it nicely for the Australian team. And that's one way to affect the tackle, isn't it? Dan Scott doing a good job there of getting into the Australian team. But here comes Arbuckle, who was very effective in game number 1. Anstey, great wheel skills from him. And McKenna. Well, that would have been a magnificent catch had he taken that one. Good work by Murray there. Yeah, he's happy too. Look at that from Cody Murray. Great skills from Anstey to elude a couple of tackles. Just as pass a little too high to McKenna. But an exciting start for both teams here. Here's Hooker to start the next set. One thing the Australians did really well was defend. In that first game 3 days ago. Of course, it's early days for New Zealand. This is just their second ever international. Here's Murray. New Zealand would love to get a team to the next World Cup. That's their aim in 2026. Murray. Here's Scott. Nice job from Scott. Now running out of room, running out of real estate on that far side of the field is Slade O'Rourke St John, the new player into the team. Charles, clever little kick through. That was well telegraphed. As you can see, Scott coming through there, but again, just the kick overweighted, just a touch. But nice job there by the New Zealand team. Good tackle coming in from Hooker there on Kanane. Jason Hooker, though, has come a cropper. Kanane with the play the ball. Now here comes Grove. See, you can see the tactics of the tackle too. See Slade St John there just delaying, ripping the tag off, trying to get the New Zealand team back on defence. There's an overlap here. Here comes the first try, and Kanane is over to score it. Nice job by the Australians to utilise the space there. Their ruck speed, their play the ball speed is very good. Much faster than New Zealand's, and that's one big difference between the two teams. You can see once Arbuckle got through there, or in fact Grove got through rather, it was a relatively simple task for Kanane to go over to complete the try. So 4 points to 0. By the way, thanks for watching. Apparently New Zealand Rugby League have had a lot of interest in wheelchair Rugby League following our broadcast of game number 1 on Friday. So it's really neat to hear. Now this is Bailey McKenna, who has no problems converting that try. 6 points to 0. And that is 6 minutes into the game. So that's really good to hear. So if you are inspired, then get a hold of New Zealand Rugby League, and I'm sure someone there will be able to give you information about how to get involved in wheelchair rugby league. Well, good start to the Australians again, but look, after 6 minutes last week, it was something like 18-0. So New Zealand tightening up, getting a little bit more ball to start this game. A much better effort from them so far. This is going to have to continue all the way through the 80 minutes. Anstey, good chase by Hooker and Charles. To Anstey, waiting for Arbuckle. Oh, beautiful elusive skills again. Kanane ran the outside. He's eluded the tackle there of Murray. Kanane still going. Corey Kanane. They've got to get him, and they've just got him in the nick of time. Here's McKenna. McKenna! Great tackle from St John. Australia showing their strength and pace and elusive skills. Canane. Now Canane, there was an overlap potentially on that right edge there. Didn't utilise it as McKenna. Looking for a gap up the middle. Not coming that time for Bailey McKenna. Canane. Buckle. And Grove's over to score it. Brad Grove. Well, great try scored by the Australians. All came from that big bust up the middle by Corey Canane. And Brad Grove is over. Here's that play again, set up by Arbuckle, and you can see Canane just going around Murray. And that made things really tense for New Zealand from that point on, and it was a good grab by Scott in the end just to effect the tackle. And there's Canane again, just delaying the pass, and beautiful support play by the Australian team to free up their captain, Brad Grove, to go over and score the try. Grove just got the one try in that massive win for Australia on Friday. He's got one here. It's McKenna. Oh, he's missed one. Well, he didn't miss one on in the first test. He has missed that one, so 10-0 after 8.5 minutes.
Just some incredible skill there from the Wheelaroos side. They've got plenty of practice. This is Aotearoa New Zealand's first ever team.
So we're at Eventfinda Stadium on Auckland's North Shore. But you've got a good idea, if this is your first viewing of Wheelchair Rugby League, a good idea of how the game is played now. Scott to restart play. So there's the kickoff. Good grab by Arbuckle. Dan Anstey into position for that play. Arbuckle almost wasn't expecting it there. There's a gap there. He saw it too and he's lost it. In fact, that's going to be going against Ryan Charles. So a penalty for the Australians. Kenna looking for distance as he takes it down to the 10-metre line. Here comes Popple into the game now. In fact, that's Brad Grove, rather. Now, Anstey. A few metres out, Arbuckle looking to barge over. I think he scored it. Oh, in fact, he was tackled just before he placed the ball. Some of those calls can be very tight. Grove, great hands. Canane, this is a good-looking try maybe for McKenna, but he's run out of space there. So excellent defence there by New Zealand. Just crowding the space really well. That's something perhaps they've improved on from game number one. Certainly needed to improve, so well done to the New Zealand team there. Oh, they've turned it over. Scott has knocked it on. Pass from Ryan Charles was a little ambitious, particularly in front of their own posts. Canane. See the Australians well behind the play. Here's McKenna. Passing to Arbuckle, and again a beautifully executed try. And there's Dan Anstey over for the third try for Australia. 14-0. Dan Anstey got 5 tries in game number one, 4 of them in the second half. You see the value coming in from depth. Get the players up to speed and get some fluent movement going out that right edge side to score the try. Taking the ball up right to the line. passing at the last second. Very difficult to defend. So, Canane, Grove and Edie getting the tries rather so far. And now here's McKenna looking to kick the second goal. And again, he's away. So Bailey McKenna, 1 from 3 so far in the game. 14-0 after 12 minutes. Hope you're enjoying the second test.
Wheelaroos 14, Wheel Kiwis 0.
Well, that try all came from that error, didn't it? From Ryan Charles, and Dan Scott just couldn't quite catch that pass right in front of the line. Those little percentage plays from New Zealand. Got to watch that because Australia can punish it. And it's come off Edie, so it's going to be New Zealand ball. So that's a very good kick-off by Scott. So what can New Zealand come back with here? A try right now would be just a ticket for them. Here's Scott with the first hit up. Gives it to Murray. It was telegraphed as we see Grove trying to effect the tackle. Charles. Oh, flat pass, or was it forward? Yes, it's a forward pass. Again, New Zealand basic errors there, giving the Australians possession. Really got to treasure possession, get to the end of the set. Canane, now Grove. Able to take the tackle. Arbuckle, next man up. Early kick, and McKenna backing himself to capture this one. The bounce, oh, brilliantly done by St John. A desperate save there for New Zealand. Good work from him. Really nice job. He needed to scramble back out. There he is, right at the bottom of your screen there. He needed to really get the speed on fast because Edie and McKenna have got some gas. And he did really well there. Hooker. Has he lost that forward? What does referee Cale Popple say? It's going to be New Zealand ball. See the camaraderie between the different teams in the sport there as Brad Grove checks that Hooker's okay. Whoops. Now that's communication breakdown there for New Zealand. Arbuckle has the turnover. Now Canane. McKenna. Here's Arbuckle. Charging right up close to the line now. Here's Edie, got plenty of space there. Good hands. Oh, stolen by Charles. Well, there was a gap there for Canane. He could have actually gone for the try himself there next to the posts. But in the end, decided to pass it. Hooker with a bit of space down this right edge. Be careful to stay in the field of play there. He's done so expertly. Here comes Murray. Murray tackled by Arbuckle and McKenna. Charles next man up. The real skill, isn't it, to control the chair with one hand, hold the ball in the other. Scott. Now that was the end of the set. Here's Australia capitalising immediately. It's Canane. Oh, slick there from Corey Canane. And he's going all the way to score a try. 18-0. Corey Canane. Just too fast on the turnover for New Zealand. Arbuckle, Canane. sucked in those two defenders really well there and backed himself to go round the outside. Good try by Corey Kinane, his second of the game. 18-0. Corey Kinane from Sydney plays for St George.
Putting immense pressure on the Wheelaroos side.
He'll be very happy that Valentine Holmes is coming to the Dragons next season, as he is a big Valentine Holmes fan. Kinane, again, one of the able-bodied players, and played a lot with his dad, Craig, who also played this sport at state level, a bit like Bailey McKenna. And he's converted that try. So 20 points to 0.
Successful conversion there.
There is Corey Kinane, 2 tries for him in the game so far. A couple of subs being made too. In comes Shoemaker and also Karam. Zach Schumacher, very good player. Likewise, Karam as well. There's no problems with depth in this Australian team. Those 3 players that come on, there's 3 bench players, Popple, Schumacher and Karam, all very good players. So Scott to restart play again for the Wheel Kiwis. Going for maximum distance this time. So that's one of the slight rule changes, isn't it? That would be a line dropout in Rugby League, but you can see it's a 10-metre restart in Wheelchair Rugby League to the defending team. Here's Karam. Karam not tackled. Eluding the tackle there of Dan Scott, but then he loses it. Here's Kinane again, picking it up. He might have some space on this right side. Schumacher. He's eluded that tackle there of Murray. Schumacher. Again, proving difficult to tackle. Anstey. Arbuckle, Kinane. Nice play, Karam. Did he get the ball down? He did. It's a try. Very nicely finished by Diab Karam. Another sweeping move by the Australian team. Kinane, let's check this put down. He must have got it down pretty much as soon as he caught it. The referee, Cale Popple, was right there. So 24-0. So halfway through the first half of the Australian team looking powerful again. And Karam now, look at him convert his own try. So wide angle, let's see what Karam can do here. Hasn't got that one, so 24 points to 0. So 2 from 5. Just 2 of the 5 tries have been converted so far. Karam, a 32-year-old, also out of New South Wales. He was a New South Wales co-captain this year, in place for Parramatta. Got 6 kids, as Diab Karam, and is an aged care worker. Again, one of the able-bodied players in the Australian team. Short little kick off this time. Bounce just favours Schumacher. Here comes this very set, deliberate play again. Arbuckle, the 52-year-old. See how he controls his chair by his body movements. Now Karam, nice play back to Kinane. tackled by St John. Now Anstey's up. Here's Arbuckle again, the 52-year-old. Down to the line he comes. And that's going to be a penalty to the Australian team. New Zealand was offside. Schumacher here, the Christchurch-born player. Only Australian player born in New Zealand. Queensland rep earlier this year. And a World Cup rep, as most of these players are from 2022. Here's Arbuckle to start the set, as he generally does. Crash and bang player. Karam, there's Karam. Did they get the tag? He didn't. Did Hooker. And Karam's over for a double. Back-to-back tries for him. Much different to the last try, which we saw him score in the corner. And that was just a power play from the Australian team that time. You can see Karam. New Zealand not protecting that gap there next to the post. That gap too wide between Murray and Hooker. And the Australians are utilising that very well to ease the score out to 28-0. Again, it's a very efficient, professional performance from this Australian team so far. So Zach Schumacher is going to take this conversion attempt and succeed with it as well. 30-0. So 6 tries. Scored in the game so far. Canane with 2 tries. Grove with 1. And Karam with 2 tries too. Dan Anstey has a try too. Here he is, trying to get the ball. He gets the bounce just in the nick of time. Arbuckle again, coming from deep again, using that body swerve again and beating New Zealand defenders. Arbuckle. Now Schumacher. Again, Australia making big territory up the court. Pretty easily. Here's Arbuckle again. Good tackle by Dan Scott this time. Schumacher with a little dummy. He's getting close to the line. Just couldn't get his pass away in time. That was desperate. Tackle from Jan Roux, who's on the court now. Schumacher. Australia getting close again. Oops. And there is a loose pass. Now, that hasn't been knocked on by the look of it. Now, in fact, they are going to come back for a knock on, it looks like. Must have come back for a knock on there. This one here, there's the knock on there. That's been ruled a knock on. Poor old Hooker got cut off there, didn't he, by Dan Anstey. The original infringement has been ruled on. Now here's Karam. Nice play. Oh, that's beautiful. Anstey scores the try. Good pass to free up Anstey from Toby Popple. And it is another try to Australia. That's very well executed. Good passing from Popple and Karam. And then Anstey over to score his 2nd try of the game. Dan Anstey and Karam there, both scoring 2 tries in the game so far. And Canane 2. So 3 of those 4 you can see on screen there have scored doubles in the game now. So Schumacher's going to keep those goal-kicking duties. And eases out to 36-0. Schumacher 2 from 2 now. Look at the Australians, professional as ever. Back to work they go, thinking about how they can improve.
Another try conversion to the Wheelaroos, leading 36 points to 0.
This is Australia's first action since the 2022 World Cup. They had a series in America fall over, unfortunately, in another test series against one of the European countries. I think it's France, who won the silver at the last World Cup, fall over as well. So New Zealand can get a team up and going, and looks like they will now. And these two countries will potentially meet together quite regularly now going into the future, which would be really awesome. So here's Jan Roux now to kick off. And that's going to be the Australians' play from their 10-metre line. Running to that ball. It's not the same size as a normal rugby league ball outside. It's a size 4 ball, and that's going to be a penalty. So this full set of 6 going to start just inside New Zealand's half. Now, New Zealand haven't had the ball for a while now. A lot of these tries have been scored by Australia back to back. In fact, have a look here. I think the last 3 tries have been scored without any New Zealand possession. Schumacher. New Zealand can get the Australians. At the end of their set, there's another beautiful play from Karim, and there's Popple over to score. Well, the Australians are proving unstoppable at the moment. And that try was a popular one for Popple. Beautiful play from Karim. There you can see the gap there. You can see Tap was just caught out of position, and Popple was over to score. That's a popular try because Popple didn't score in the first test, which Australia won 98-4. So that's why it's a popular try. He must have just about been the only Australian who didn't score in that particular game. In fact, as I go through my score sheet here, that is actually correct. Schumacher's fine goal kicking continues. So that's why it was a popular try. Popple, no one likes to be the only player not to score in a big win. But out he comes today and has got there his 4-pointer. 30 minutes into this first half. Toby Popple from New South Wales too. Lives in Wagga.
Just one try, boys. Just one try. You've got this.
So New Zealand kick off again. Let's see if they can, get the Australian team, hold them somewhere on this court to get a kick in on their last play. Because New Zealand have not had not had possession for a long time. Look at that, almost a 3-on-2 situation. Just in the nick of time, making that tackles Pakuda. Now here's Karim. Schumacher. Tap making the tackle. Kanane. Nice job done by Roux. Schumacher, there's the kick on the last. Bounces good for Anstey, and it's another try. It is a mountain of tries at the moment. Anstey gets his third. It's 9 tries now in the first half. And the Australians are just unstoppable at the moment. So New Zealand did well to hold the Australians to midway in their own half there, but beautiful executed last play. Has Anstey over for another score. So he has 3 tries, Kanane has 2, Karam 2. They're all the multiple try scorers, and it's Zach Schumacher again, who's looking to keep that perfect goal kicking, which he's done. He's got 4 from 4 in the game. It's 48-0. Still 7 minutes to play until half time.
Substitution for the Wheel Kiwis, number 7 Dan Scott on for Slater Rourke St John.
Dan Scott back out there too, Cody Murray. So Anstey, 3 tries in the game, fielding the kickoff. Schumacher. Bailey McKenna back out there now for the Australian team. McKenna creating havoc. Knows that there's no space over there, so happy to take the tackle eventually. Good ruck speed again, Schumacher. Here's Karam. Here's Popple. And Popple reaches out to score a second try. Another excellent try. And with McKenna back out there now, proving difficult to tackle. All the Australian players benefit from that. Play the ball speed was very good again. And there's Popple squeezing between those 2 defenders, and Jamie Tapp just couldn't quite get there in time. So Popple gets his second try. So Kanane has 2 tries. Anstey's got 3 tries. Popple's got 2 tries. Grover's got a try. Karam's got 2 tries. So these try scorers are really mounting up now. Multiple try scorers really mounting up for the Australian team. And this New Zealand team has got to get the ball. There's only one way to get the ball. Well, there are actually several ways to get the ball, but the easiest way, obviously, is to defend really well. And that's something they're just not quite doing well at the moment, and they're being absolutely punished. Schumacher. Scott with the tackle. Karam takes the tackle. Here's McKenna. Look at the injection of speed from Bailey McKenna. So good. Bailey McKenna. Well, that was awesome from Bailey McKenna. He had fire coming off his wheels there. He was really sizzling down the court. This is going to get a little look from this angle. Here's McKenna coming into the picture there, and then boom, puts the foot down. Stunning. Just too fast and skillful in his chair, Bailey McKenna. And that's his first try of the game. In fact, it might be his second. It is. So Schumacher with the conversion, 60-0. So yes, that is McKenna's first try. He did kick 2 goals earlier. So Bailey McKenna, who got over 40 points in that game on Friday in the first test. It's on the scoreboard here. Got 8 already. What about Schumacher, though? Since coming into the game, he's kicked all of his conversions, 6 from 6. Tries have been scored in this first half by the Australian team. Schumacher. No doubt the Australians will be looking for a 12th try before half-time. Karam comes back. He was tackled before the lost control of the ball, so it's just a tackle. Schumacher. Oh, a kick and chase. McKenna doesn't get the bounce. In fact, the bounce is really awkward. There's another kick. And here comes Jamie Tapp. And this is the first set for New Zealand for some time. I reckon for at least 10 to 15 minutes. In fact, have they got the ball? No, they haven't. So there was a tackle on that side of the court. Karam. Bounce is not favouring Australia. Schumacher eludes the tackle. Offloads to McKenna. That's good. McKenna again. Look at Bailey McKenna. Back-to-back tries for him. Well, they're just too slick, too well drilled. Teamwork is outstanding. Got all the bases covered, the Australian team. Schumacher setting that one up mid-court, getting his offload away, and there's that gap. And McKenna cruising through to score another try. Beautiful way to end the first half for Bailey McKenna. 2 tries and 2 goals for him now in the game. And Schumacher looking for his 7th straight conversion. Which he's achieved. Again, straight back to the work. Communication spot on between these Australian teams. Bailey McKenna, the youngest of the Wheelaroos. He's just 24. Speed and support player is his role in the team. Oh, Karam's knocked it on. Here's a chance for New Zealand right at the end of the first half. They've only got a few seconds left. In fact, that won't be. In fact, did he get away the ball in time? Murray's lost it. And Dan Scott picks up the ball. Hard luck there for the New Zealand team. They have been absolutely dominated in this first half. Just haven't had their hands on the ball at all as Australia raced away with many tries in that first half. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 tries scored in the first half. Really good performance from them. And they go to the break leading 66 points to 0. So let's have a look at the highlights now of the first half. Pretty solid start by the New Zealand team as Australia found try scoring a little difficult to start with. But in the end, once they scored their first try through Kanane, that was after 6 minutes, the floodgates really opened. That one was converted by McKenna. Here's Brad Grove, the captain's first try, 10-0. Anstey got on the score sheet here, number 2 on this wing, the right wing side. Well done to him. And then Kanane, this was nice. Check this out here. Beautiful little swerve there as he went over to score his second try. And then we had a few new players come in. Karam, number 12, was one of them, and he celebrated his injection of the game with a try on the left wing side, and he was soon to back it up with another as he went back to back. This one very different, though, as he just charged right up the middle and got the ball down, got between those two New Zealand defenders. Dan Anstey, there's his second try of the game, 34-0 at that stage. Then we got Tony Popple, and this was a popular try for Popple. He was the only Australian player not to score a try in the first test. And he was about to get another one too, as Anstey helped himself to another try there. That was his third try of the first half. Here's Popple's second try. Nicely put into the gap there by Karam. And then McKenna finished with back-to-back tries. This first one was pretty decent, wasn't it? Karam set it up in mid-court, and there's McKenna coming into frame now, and boom, really exploded through that gap. He used to score out to 58-0, was soon to become 64-0 as McKenna loomed up again here. Late offload from Schumacher. And McKenna went through to score. That try converted by Schumacher, 7 out of 7 for him. McKenna, 2 from 4 in the goal-kicking stakes. And it's 66-0 to the Australian team at halftime. Stay with us. We have the second half coming shortly. So stay with us.
GP's over in the corner, if you do want to speak to him, and just obviously funding, within the games across anything that we do, obviously comes at a cost, and if we do want to make this a success, we need support as well.
No, that's fantastic. Thank you very much. That was David McMeekin, National Operations Manager, New Zealand Rugby League. Some impressive stuff here. Our two referees that have joined us from Australia, Steve and Cale. Cale been refereeing for the last 4 years, wheelchair rugby. Steve, he's been refereeing since the sport first started in Australia back in 2009. That would explain why he likes the really old music. Fantastic to also see some aspiring Wheel Kiwis up there in the audience. Fantastic to have you with us. I'll say it again, it's been impressive to see both teams, the improvements over the weekend, just remarkable. The gameplay has just stepped to another level.
We are not too far away from the start of the second half as the Australians dominated the first half with 12 tries in there. Doubles to McKenna, Canane, Popple and Karam. 3 tries to Dan Anstey and 1 to the captain, Brad Grove. And we had a lot of those tries converted, 9 of them in fact, with Schumacher kicking 7 goals and McKenna 2. As we get the second half underway, the Australians winning that first game again by 98 before and straight away. That was a really difficult one for Cody Murray there to capture for New Zealand. So Australia hot on attack again for the start of the second half. And here's Schumacher straight into the action. Tackled by Murray. Anstey's next man up. Anstey almost through with Scott just grabbing the tag to complete the second tackle. Here's Schumacher. Through he goes to score. There's a Schumacher, and it hasn't taken the Australians long to get on the score sheet in the second half, has it? Schumacher gets over for a try, his first of the game. So all the Australians have scored tries now, except for Pete Arbuckle. So let's see if he can get on the score sheet at some stage during this game. So Anstey's going to have a crack at this conversion attempt now. They are a well-skilled team, aren't they? As Anstey eases the score out to 72-0.
Leading the way 72 points to 0.
The way the Australians are talking, McKenna there full of chat, same with Schumacher and Karam. You can tell that after every try they score, they're basically treating the score as 0-0 every time. And they move back into business very quickly. So Scott going long again, happy to take the territory. Here comes Anstey. Tackled eventually by number 7, Dan Scott for New Zealand. Here's McKenna. Offloads the tackle to Schumacher, and around tap goes Zach Schumacher. Schumacher's going to be tackled just short of the line. That was good defence from Murray. Got him just in the nick of time, but the threat is still there. McKenna. And McKenna subtly puts it down, has those 2 blue tags on his shoulders still, so it's another try. Great scrambling defence initially there by Murray, but in the end it all came to nothing as the Australians quickly realised there was still a try-scoring opportunity and they took it. So now Popple is going to have a crack at this conversion. So McKenna, Schumacher, Karam, Anstey, and now Popple are going to be kickers in this game. And Popple gets the goal. Well, lovely support play again. And there's Bailey McKenna. Just too good as he snuck through to score the try, his 3rd of the game. Scott going short this time. A little different tactic. Anstey's there to pick it up though. See the speed of the play. The ball is very quick and slick by the Australian teams. Popple, tag back on, looking for the next player. Now Schumacher's that player. Here's Popple. McKenna. Kick and chase this time. And the bounce is, whoa, it's just too awkward there for Scott. So awkward bouncing ball there for Dan Scott. And again, New Zealand not able to get the ball. They've not had a set. I reckon it was kick-off try at least 6 or 7 times in a row to win that first half. And the same thing is happening here in the second. And there's Schumacher scoring a try. Right under the post as well. Well, this onslaught of points has just been too good by the Australian team. And again, Schumacher cleverly just body swerving past those New Zealand defenders. Yeah, nicely done by Schumacher. Popple from in front. Oh, quite get the height on that one. So 82-0.
The try there to the Wheelaroos, conversion unsuccessful.
Schumacher, 2 tries for him in the second half so far.
Wheel Kiwis, nil.
Well, New Zealand have just got to get the ball. And they're so close to there. Penalty there to the Australian team. I think you find Scott just grabbed the ball inside the 10-metre mark, so didn't go the 10 metres, so or the 5 metres rather. Looking at the white lines there. So here is Karam now. Jamie Tapp in there making a couple of tackles. This time he's made 3 in a row there. Good work from Tapp. Tapper scored New Zealand's try in that first game. Schumacher. Here's the play again to McKenna. And McKenna. Try in the corner for Bailey McKenna. Too much class and pace, power. All the boxes ticked for this Australian team. Set play, Schumacher to the line. Offloads to McKenna, who eludes that tackle, Jan Roo. And scores another try in the corner. So McKenna 40 points the other day, and now he's got 20 here, and he has, I think, 4 tries in the game now. 1, 2, 3, in fact 3 tries. It is 4 tries, in fact, 4 tries and 2 goals. And he's going to try and convert his own try from the sideline here. Yes, he's done so. So McKenna now 3 from 5. And there's 22 points. 4 tries scored in the first 9 minutes of the second half for Australia. And New Zealand have not had a set in the second half. Not had any possession at all. And the way Australia are going, they will not take any prisoners at all, and they'll just keep going and playing right to the end of the game. Karam. Murray just gets his arm in time. Now McKenna looking to play again some footy here on this third set. Popple. Schumacher. Karam trying to get the ball around there to Grove. Couldn't do so. Now McKenna. Nice. Popple is tackled just before the offload. So that was the last play, and can you believe it? New Zealand have got some possession, I reckon, for the first time in the game in about half an hour of play. Here's Scott. Murray. And it's been knocked on by New Zealand. Jeepers. It was Jan Roo. So back on defence. The Wheel Kiwis go. And the Australians looking to capitalise again. Schumacher with the first carry. Tangled up in the chair there of Scott. Here's McKenna. McKenna could score it himself. In fact, he's given it to Grove. Again, the gap presented to Bailey McKenna. And Brad Grove to score the try. The captain, 36 years of age, New South Wales co-captain this year. Yeah, McKenna could have scored that one himself. Absolutely no doubt about it. Brad Grove's going to try and take this conversion, or will take this conversion himself from the sideline.
Substitution for the Wheel Kiwis, Jason Hooper on for Jan Roo.
Let's see what Grove can do with this. And he's away. That one, Brad Grove. So score remains 92-0. Remember, the final score on in the first test was 98-4. So the Australian team is certainly well on track to eclipse that.
been a wee bit quiet in the stands. Let's make some noise for your team.
Here's Scott to restart play. Here's McKenna knocking it on. Kickoffs are a big part of this game. If you can, you execute this. You can execute good kickoffs, can get you the ball back like this. Let's see what New Zealand can make of this. The first time they've been down in this part of the court for a long time. Here's Charles. Ryan Charles a few metres out. Full set of 6 now. Still for New Zealand with the... Here's Hooker, loves the physical contact. There's Jason Hooker, captain of the Wheel Kiwis side. Tap, who got that try. Australia will like this too. First time they've defended like this for a long time in the game. Maria! He did well, and there is a try to Ryan Charles. Nicely done by the Wheel Kiwis. Good congratulations too, as we see the setup there. Murray just getting away before the tag was ripped off his arm, and Popple came in to try to effect the tackle as well. So Charles gets the second ever try for New Zealand in Wheelchair Rugby League, following the try scored by Jamie Tapp in the first test. And now, can Dan Scott convert the try? Got his timing all wrong there, Dan Scott. And it's 92-4. Good execution from New Zealand, finally. See if that inspires them now to a good finish to this contest.
Wheelaroos 92, Wheel Kiwis 4.
So Karam's going to restart play. Give that space as well on the bounce. Not going to happen this time, so it's going to be New Zealand ball. Oh, Steve Hewson there, the official. Oh, yep, might be off to the physio tomorrow. At least the chemist to get some cream or something. Here's Tap. Hooker, next man up. Murray. Tackle affected by Brad Grove. No, still no tackle there for Murray. And now Murray getting away there from Grove. That's good. Support came in from Scott, but I think Murray might have just been tackled just beforehand. So here's New Zealand. Looks like tap might be used. So Murray, the tackled player, right near the halfway line. Charles. Kick and chase, all the bounce. Just eludes Brad Grove there, but is out of play, so it's going to be Australian possession. Schumacher double teamed immediately. Grove. And There's this really good play the ball speed, isn't it? It's very different from the Australian team to the New Zealand team. As Schumacher tackled right on the 10-metre line. In fact, he's copped a knock there. Here's Schumacher. Just looks like his eye might have just actually got a poke in the eye or something there, perhaps.
For the Wheelaroos, number 5, Corey Canane on 4. Number 12,
There, oh yeah, oh, nasty little one there from Jamie Tapp. Thankfully, Schumacher's okay. Here's Popple. Popple happy to take the tackle just a couple metres out from the line. Schumacher, numbers here for Australia. Groves got it. And they've got the tag ripped off. Dan Scott, turnover it is. That was the last play for Australia. So good defence there from New Zealand. They were very close to conceding another try there is Cody Murray. Penalty to New Zealand. Hooker going to take the penalty. Has he missed touch? He has. Straight away it was there. And look at the space here for Canane. Hang on, a whistle. Forward pass from Cale Popple is the ruling there. Fortunate for New Zealand. Now Charles. Here's Jamie Tapp. Likes the crash and burn play. Charles, there's Scott. Got Hooker with him. Hooker. Pretty vigorous play there, but you can see he's lost his green tag, so he's got to play the ball. Murray. Last play now for the Wheel Kiwis. Hooker puts the bomb up. Nicely taken there by Toby Popple. And here comes Australia. McKenna, look out. McKenna's still going. McKenna. Oh, this is outstanding. Oh, brilliant from McKenna. Here's Grover. And he's over to score a stunning try for the Wheelaroos. That was very good wheelchair rugby league. A very good try. All set up by Bailey McKenna. Not tackled there despite the chair contact. Both his blue tags still on his shoulders, so he can still play on. And he got a beautiful pass away to Canane. And Grove still had a bit of work to do around his opposite number there, Murray. But in the end, the Australian captain was able to score another try, his third of the game. And that try's unconverted, so 96-4. Still 20 minutes to play.
Division unsuccessful. Wheelaroos leading the way, 96 points.
So Brad Grove with his third try. Schumacher missing that conversion. His first miss of the game. He had 7 from 7 up to that point. Still 19 minutes to play. So, well, New Zealand's showing signs of life over the last 5 to 10 minutes. Grove goes back. And it's going to be New Zealand possession. Here's Scott to take the play for New Zealand. Tap. He's just going to hit it up. And there's Murray. Hooker. Hooker offloads the ball. Beautiful take from Tap. Great hands from Jamie Tap. And he's in to score a second try for the Wheel Kiwis. How good was that catch from Jamie Tap? Loves it too. And rightly so. Hooker with the offload and Tap. That was excellent hands. Nice job by Jamie Tap. 96-8. So Dan Scott's going to take the conversion attempt. He's waiting for a tee at the moment, and he's hoping for a much better outcome on this attempt than his first one. What about Jamie Tap? He's been playing the game with a lot of good spirit, hasn't he? Really enjoyable to watch. Just giving it 110% the whole time. It's really awesome. Tries in both games for New Zealand now. Scott. He's got the distance, but not the accuracy. So 96-8. Jamie Tap, good job.
Wheelaroos, 96. Wheel Kiwis.
So 16 minutes to play here in the second and final international between New Zealand and Australia in the Wheelchair Rugby League Series here in Auckland. I hope you're enjoying the coverage here on the New Zealand Rugby League YouTube channel. McKenna, oh, he's doing the sneaky little kickoff. Who's going to grab that? Beautiful hands from Kanane. And Kanane just holds it up, happy to take the tackle. Inside the 10, McKenna, Anstey. It's a shove in the back there from Jan Roo.
Substitution for the Wheel Kiwis. Number 10, Slato Rourke St. John. On for number 7, Dan Scott. For number 8, Jan Roo. On for number 1, Ryan Charles.
Here's Arbuckle, the only Australian today not to score a try. Sure, he'll be on for the rest of the game now as McKenna lobs it over. Beautiful ball to Anstey. Was he short of the line there, though? Have a look here. No try awarded just yet. No, now it is. So there is the ton for the Australian team. Have a look here as McKenna just lobs it over. Beautifully done. And Anstey able to get it down on the line. So there is the 100 up for Australia. Dan Anstey. Now, how many tries has he scored? 4 in the game. The leading try scorer for the Australians today. 39 years of age. Now here's McKenna to try and convert the try. And through it goes. 102 points to 8. $14 minutes to play. Jason Hooker to restart play. New Zealand captain. Awkwardly bouncing ball, and Grove is happy to take the cover and ensure that his team gets possession. Anstey. Here's McKenna, second man up. Here's Canane. Arbuckle on the halfway line. Met fiercely there by Jan Roo. He's barking out instructions. Watch out on that right edge. Clever little kick there from McKenna. Canane gets the bounce but runs out of space. So New Zealand are going to get the ball. And the New Zealand team has defended a lot better in these last 15 to 20 minutes. Good work by Murray there to shut the space down. Hooker. Getting through McKenna initially, offloading the ball, but Roo can't handle it, unfortunately, for the New Zealand team. Right play there from Hooker. Just the execution from Roo, the hands not quite there on that occasion. So now Australia full set inside New Zealand's half. Canane, again, just happy to take the tackle to start the set. Now Arbuckle. Here's McKenna. Grove, nice hands out to Anstey. And good work again by New Zealand. They drifted wide, and again, Anstey couldn't get the ball back into Canane in time, so his wheel touched the line, so it's a New Zealand ball. Oh, that was a bit of a mess from Jamie Tapp and from Cody Murray. Well, it was a knock-on and goal there. Yeah, you see the look on Jason Hooker's face there, number 4. So it's going to be a line dropout. Arbuckle gets the ball for the Australian team. Straight away they're into it. Canane. McKenna. Sweeping forward is Anstey. And he's out of play again. Good work by Jamie Tapp there. Smashed his chair into Anstey. Good work by Jamie Tapp on this left edge. Now, let's see if New Zealand can tidy up the start of the set. Here's Hooker. Trying to be as elusive as he can, and then he's double-teamed. Here's Tapp. Nice tackle by McKenna. Roo for New Zealand. Tackled by Canane. Oh, Hooker overrunning that one, and look at that. No pace at all there for Jamie Tapp. He's trying to get a kick away initially. And now the last play as Murray tries to get good distance, and that is a good kick. As Anstey goes all the way back to his 10-metre line. But proves hard and elusive again. Here's Canane. Committed tackle there by Hooker. Good work from him. Jason Hooker loves the physical clash. Crash of the chairs. Grove trying to catch them on the hop, but they're going to have to come back. Arbuckle. Very much the crash and burn player up the middle, crash and bang player up the middle, Arbuckle. And Hooker's down again.
Substitutions for the Wheelaroos.
He's all right.
Number 9, Toby Koppel on for Corey Canane.
Hooker back in the line to defend for New Zealand. Yes, Arbuckle's got his role in the team, hasn't he? So does Hooker. So Arbuckle executes his role in the Australian team very well. Popple, similar player, takes the tackle. You can see the manoeuvring behind the scenes as Australia. Timing of the pass of the play the ball is absolutely critical to get maximum speed and power coming forward. You see Grove just holding it and waiting for Schumacher. There's the crossfield kick. And Steve's going to get the bounce. He is. Oh, he got it down just in the nick of time. Dan Anstey looking good for another try, and there it is. That's his 5th of the game, Dan Anstey. Most of them on this right wing side. Schumacher, a very well executed kick, and the bounce couldn't have been more perfect in the end, especially that last one. So 106-8. And now Arbuckle's trying to get his first points of the game here. Can he convert the try and ensure that every Australian gets a point at least in this game? They haven't given him an easy conversion, have they? Well, he might have to try again if the Australians score again in these next 7.5 minutes, 106-8. Well, there were 12 tries in the first half, and in the second, there's been 8 for Australia. So 20 tries in all in the game to 2. Anstey with 5 tries. Every Australian has scored a try except Pete Arbuckle. Many of them have scored doubles. Brad Grove there has scored 3 in the game. Number 6 out the back, a shot there. Zach Schumacher down the bottom of the screen here scored 2. Number 10. Hooker going long this time. Arbuckle with the kick return. Anstey delaying the pass out to Toby Popple. Schumacher. Maybe should have given it to Grove there, but in the end took the tackle. Going to be a penalty to the Australian team. Arbuckle offloads to Grove. Almost went straight through, but in the end, a nice tackle effected by Hooker. Schumacher. Oh, Schumacher. Almost through. Murray just got him in the end. Anstey. Looking for opportunities on this left edge this time, and New Zealand open, or wide, well aware of that potential threat. Good pass. Schumacher's lost it, but again, good defence by New Zealand. They have stopped that Australian attack. They've really picked up their act in this second half. Ever since the New Zealand scored that first try with Ryan Charles has just come back onto the court here. New Zealand have actually been much more competitive in this game. So Charles to start the play. Here is Slade St John again. Missed the game on Friday, but today is Slade St John. Charles. Murray. Well, what can New Zealand cook up here? Pakura with the ball. Lance Pakura. Charles. He's going to have to play the ball, take the tackle. Scott back out there. Oh, he's lost it. He just got tackled before he lost it, so that was lucky for New Zealand. Charles, good hands from him. There goes the kick. Where's the chase? Schumacher back in position for Australia. Here's Arbuckle. Nicely done by Arbuckle again. Schumacher, next man up. He's through. Schumacher. Schumacher. Has he got the gas? Well, he passed it straight back there to St. John. Good work from St. John. It's like he had a green jumper on rather than a white one. Murray. It's the timing of the next runner is the key part. Pakura. That's one other aspect of this game that Australia have proved much better at than New Zealand. You can see there the speed of the next player. Quite there from New Zealand, but in that Australian team it is always there. Here is Murray. And he's been caught with the ball on the halfway line to win the set. So Australia have got the ball. Anstey it is. Here's Schumacher. Offloads to Popple. Grove. Grove, the captain. Over he goes to score another try, Brad Grove. And it's 110 points to 8. It's 3 tries in the second half to Grove. 4 in all. This is not the first time the Australians have cracked 100 in a game. Just going back through their record here. They did win a game back at the World Cup against Scotland, 129 points to 1. And 110 points to 8 here in this game. You get some massive scores in wheelchair rugby league. And Arbuckle, he can't convert the try. Well, whether he gets one more chance, we will see. The Australians have got a minute probably left to score one more try. So Pete Arbuckle, again, can't get on the score sheet. He's had 2 cracks at conversions now. It's been a very accomplished performance by this Australian team again. Again, showing their much greater experience than this New Zealand team, who are playing just their second ever international. But there's been good interest, as we mentioned earlier. If you want to get involved in wheelchair rugby league, folks, you're watching this game, get in touch with the New Zealand Rugby League. It's a fledgling sport at the moment. They want to get it up and going to a high level. Here's Murray. Going to come back to that incident, it seems. So last few seconds of this game. Murray. Oh, Charles. Poor pass from Murray that time. Charles not able to get down and grab it. And that will be the end of the game. So a really good occasion here on Auckland's North Shore at Eventfinda Stadium. And again, the Australians proved far too good. Their experience, their teamwork, their connections, is far too slick for New Zealand in this game. And even though the New Zealanders did start to look better as a team towards the end of that second half, it was a very accomplished Australian performance. And they've gone away to win this game 110 points to 8.
Fantastic show of skill out there today. Vast improvement over the weekend. And just unbelievable camaraderie
So let's have a look at all those try scorers for the Australians team. You can see Anstey finished with 5, McKenna, Grove 4 each. Other try scorers, Kanane, Popple, Karam and Schumacher all got doubles. So just the only player not to score for the Australian team today was Pete Arbuckle. And there were a number of conversions there too. Schumacher the most successful, 7 from 8. McKenna again with 4 from 6. So 16, what's that, 24 points today for McKenna. And for Schumacher, he finished with 22 points in the game. And those try scorers for New Zealand, Ryan Charles and Jamie Tapp. So let's have a look at some highlights for you in the second half. And the try scoring got underway pretty much straight away, right after the half time, or the half started. Zach Schumacher going over to score his first try of the game there. And then McKenna scored the second. That took the score to 76-0. Schumacher, try number 2 for him, 82-0. And then McKenna again getting a try. Nicely finished off in the corner from Bailey McKenna. He converted that one too for 88-0. Grove got a try here. This was a really good try. In fact, could have been scored by McKenna himself, but in the end unselfishly gave it to his captain. Then we saw New Zealand, about 13 minutes into the second half, start to get their act together. They were far more competitive towards, or from this point onwards in the game, even though there was some stunning movement here. Look at McKenna. Still not tackled there as he fought his way through. Brilliant run from Bailey McKenna. And there's Kanane. And then Grove in the corner. That was probably the best try of the game, scored by Brad Grove. But then New Zealand got another try. Great hands from Jamie Tapp there. And then Australia finished with 3 more tries to close out the game. That one from Anstey planted on the line. That was his 4th try in the game. And he was about to score a 5th as well. And that was a beautifully executed kick from Schumacher. Anstey couldn't have got a better bounce. And then Grove got the last, the captain. Schumacher created havoc again. Same with Popple. And Grove getting between those 2 New Zealand defenders to score the try, 110 points to 8. The final score in the game. So good camaraderie shown between all of these players. And hopefully this will be the start of many series to come between these 2 teams. Not only as we build towards the next World Cup, but on past that point as well. Of course, the next World Cup in Australia in 2026 to be played at the same time as the Rugby League World Cup for the men and the women, which we played at that time. So both teams will be getting a lot out of these games. Australia getting some much needed match practice under their belt after the World Cup in 2022. And then New Zealand, of course, getting the foundations laid now for hopefully a fledgling sport into the future here in Aotearoa. So nice little words, a nice moment here for both teams actually, with Brett Clark, the Australian coach, just having a chat to both teams. I'm sure thanking New Zealand Rugby League for this occasion. And I'm sure the Australian teams had a great little few days here in New Zealand, of course, with a double header played at Eventfinda Stadium on Saturday between Samoa and Fiji, and then that epic game between Tonga and New Zealand. Won't get a better game than that in 2024, I reckon. Both teams were at that game, enjoying the contest. So Eddie George now addressing the the two camps. Okay, well, let's see what Eddie George has to say.
The Wheelaroos and Wheelchair Rugby League Australia, we appreciate you guys putting the effort and flying out to New Zealand. And yesterday's training goes to show like how much the sport is growing and developing. So Brett Clark and to the Wheelaroos, thank you for coming out and showing our boys a thing or two. To our Kiwi boys, couldn't be more proud of the effort, or how much you've learnt in only 8 hours of training, and how far you guys have come. So one thing that we strived for was our manawa, our heart, and that's what the boys have shown. So couldn't be more proud, and I think the Wheel Kiwis should be celebrated at the same level of the men's and the Kiwi Ferns as well. So it's a testament to everything you guys have done. So thank you. Yeah, can we have the Australian captain? So, do you guys want to say a few words? Do you want to say anything? Yeah, come on.
I'll do my usual thing. First, just want to thank New Zealand Rugby League for helping to set this up and inviting us to come do this. As we've said multiple times, us improving and helping out New Zealand helps us, and in turn helps you again to help make this the best region for wheelchair rugby league in Australia. So we're more than happy to help set you up and help come over here and develop these guys. So thank you very much. To the Kiwi guys, fantastic effort. To see where he's just come just in the last few days has been fantastic. So really looking forward to seeing what we do in the future and where this sport goes. To our boys, what can I say? This is a great group. Really looking forward to the next 18 months and see what we can do in the next World Cup at home. So thank you.
Can we please have our captain, Jason? There he is. He loves the microphone.
Yeah, just to reiterate, Brad, thanks so much for the Aussie guys for coming over, and thanks for yesterday helping us out. It was a big help. Taught us a few things that a lot of us didn't know. And to my team, I couldn't ask for any more. It was all effort, and that's all I could ask for. I've got a jersey here that all of our players and staff have signed. So it's for the Aussie team, but I'll present it to you, Brad.
Got a photo, Brad? And finally, I guess this is the start of, I guess, a bit of a rivalry as well. So it's not just a test match to play; it's a test match to win something and achieve something. So I would like to present the Wheelaroos with the trans-Tasman trophy.
Well, a nice job there done by Brad Grove and the Australian team as they win the inaugural trophy between these two nations in International Wheelchair Rugby League. Two big wins to the Wheelaroos, which hopefully, from a New Zealand perspective, will get much closer in the years to come. But in the meantime, the 2024 edition of this series has been won by the Australian Wheelaroos. Brad Grove and Pete Arbuckle celebrate there alongside their teammates. Well, that wraps it up here from Eventfinda Stadium. We hope you enjoyed not only this match, but game number 1, which was played a few days ago. And hopefully this is the start of a lot more international wheelchair rugby league for you to enjoy here in Aotearoa. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.